With the announcement of the cast for the Avengers Doomsday movie, certain questions came to everyone's mind. Are we only going to see this many characters in the movie? Why weren't the other members of the team shown? That's what I'm talking about. Actually, there's still a point that people don't quite understand. Avengers Doomsday, just like Infinity War, will take place in two different realms. I'm talking about the battle on Earth and the battle on Titan. Similarly, in Avengers Doomsday, part of the team will remain on Earth, while the other part will be included in the group gathered by the TVA. The cast that was introduced to us are the main characters we'll see in the worlds that will be at war. However, the characters who were not shown will be the connecting beings gathered by the TVA. For example, names like Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man will be part of the team gathered by the TVA. Or characters like Deadpool and Wolverine will also be shown as part of the group gathered by the TVA. Normally, the purpose of the team gathered by the TVA was to eliminate the Council of Kangs, which posed a threat to the multiverse. At least that's what they were going to do in the Avengers Kang Dynasty movie. That's exactly why, if you noticed, none of the TVA crew were included in the announced cast. It seems, friends, that Marvel will shoot this movie with two different teams. The characters we'll see on Earth will include both members of the Avengers and original characters from the X-Men team. But even the characters we'll see on Earth haven't been fully announced. For example, Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, wasn't shown in the cast. So let me ask you, is it possible to have an Avengers movie without Hulk, She-Hulk, or Scar? I don't think so, because they've already made special movies and series for Hulk. If you've watched my previous video, you probably have some idea of what Secret Wars means. When the barriers between two different universes completely collapse, the worlds collide. The winning world continues to exist, while the losing world gets permanently destroyed. As a result, from the cast that was announced, we understand that the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the X-Men Cinematic Universe will definitely collide. Actually, they gave hints of this in the Marvels movie. In that film, the barriers between the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the X-Men Cinematic Universe were completely broken down. As a result, Monica transitioned into the X-Men universe. So I've started thinking that we might see something like Avengers versus X-Men. Additionally, they changed the official logo designs of the movie, but the first one that was released looked much better. Yes, as I've been saying since the beginning of the video, for those who don't know who the announced actors are portraying, let me clarify right away. First of all, Robert Downey Jr. will now portray Doctor Doom instead of Iron Man. Chris Hemsworth will continue to play Thor as part of the team on Earth. When Chris Hemsworth's name first appeared, I thought maybe a Thor 5 announcement was coming, but it seems like not many scenes have been written for Thor. Other than that, it's been officially confirmed that Loki will also be in the movie. Loki is arguably the most important character in the film. He holds all the branches of the multiverse in his hands, and right now, we don't know what state he's in. In addition, Ant-Man and Shang-Chi will return as part of the Avengers team defending Earth. The entire cast of the Thunderbolts movie will also be included in the Avengers. Bucky, Yelena, Red Guardian, Ghost, John Walker, and even Sentry are in it. I guess the producers basically gave spoilers from the Thunderbolts movie. Apparently, Taskmaster's death in the film has been confirmed, but having Sentry on the team is really important for the overall image. Besides this cast, we also know that Captain America, Sam Wilson, and the new Falcon will be on the team. From Wakanda, we'll see Shuri as the new Black Panther, and M'Baku as the Gorilla Man, and also Namor as Aquaman in the film. So right now, apart from a few powerful characters, we can say that the rest are fairly average in terms of strength. If you want, let's also take a look at the characters coming from the X-Men universe. Professor X, Magneto, Cyclops, Beast, Gambit, Nightcrawler, and lastly, Mystique. Besides those I've listed, they will likely show many more characters from the X-Men universe. But it's clear that the X-Men team is more powerful than the Avengers team we currently have. Just Professor X and Magneto alone, in my opinion, are strong enough to wipe out the entire Avengers team. If we're going to watch a war between the Avengers team and the X-Men, the enjoyment of the movie will increase even more. The ones who got left behind in this story, however, were James McAvoy's crew. Since they portrayed the X-Men team from before the 2000s, they are not suitable for the current Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's why Marvel wanted to use Fox's original X-Men team. Lastly, the entire Fantastic Four crew will be part of the movie's cast. So, as I said, not that many people have actually been announced. For example, we'll also see members of the Young Avengers in this movie, but they didn't even reveal the names of those characters. They only introduced the main characters who will be important in the Earth-based story. Who knows who else we'll see on the TVA side? Actually, I don't think there's a need to think this much about who will be in the film. At this point, you can expect to see all the actors, both from new and old films that Marvel has released independently of the MCU, along with the characters they portrayed. They might even show characters from fan theories or people who appeared in deleted scenes. For example, Tom Cruise's Superior Iron Man. Because in the Secret Wars events, Superior Iron Man caused a lot of trouble as an evil variant. Marvel will have to spend millions of dollars on actors, visual effects, and character designs. Avengers Doomsday is going to be a really massive movie, even bigger than Endgame. Because aside from the final battle, Endgame wasn't actually that big of a film. Most of the movie focused on a story revolving around the original team. But now, there are so many main characters that I wonder how they'll handle all the special designs, costumes, and CGI. The filming for Avengers Doomsday hasn't started yet, but there are only 12 months left until its release. Even just the filming process will take months and is expected to last around 6 to 7 months. It's also said that the movie will be approximately 3 hours long. Since Marvel has already entered such a big production, they're going to release Secret Wars the following year in order to get that story out of the way and avoid cutting the budget. So, saying that Marvel's biggest movie is coming is actually not an exaggeration. If you have any other questions you're curious about, you can write them in the comments. In this video, I explained why there are so few people in the announced cast and where we can see the rest of the team. For example, Benedict Cumberbatch himself said he would be in the movie, but he wasn't included in the announced cast. That's precisely why I had to say that only the main characters we'll see on Earth were confirmed. In fact, Robert Downey Jr. even commented saying, "Shouldn't there be more people?" And Marvel responded, "There's always room for more." So basically they're saying, we haven't revealed everything yet, don't worry. But overall, it's like they're saying from the start, you might see a war between the MCU and the X-Men. By the way, don't forget that there isn't just the X-Men in the X-Men universe. Since the future has been altered multiple times, it's possible for the Avengers team to appear as well, friends. For example, this character known as Binary has nothing to do with the X-Men. She was more of a Captain Marvel variant. So in a timeline of the X-Men that has been changed multiple times, it's possible to see an evil Captain America or an evil Iron Man. Also, the Deadpool and Wolverine movie takes place directly in this universe, meaning that there's a very high possibility that an Avengers team exists in Deadpool's world as well. Yes, friends, I hope you liked the content I prepared. If there are other videos you'd like to see, don't forget to write them in the comments. That's all from me for now. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.